Hi, Felix. My name is Timon Diaz. Welcome to Amsterdam. I'll be talking for the next few minutes, after which I'll play you the 3-minute trailer we made. Let's say this is the European media landscape. To these guys, everything is identity politics and social justice, and they think you're a Nazi. These guys are basically the same, they just hide it a little better by wearing boring suits. Then there's a whole lot of nothing before running into these guys. Now, this empty stretch of land, where plain common sense prevails, we're taking it. I'm a psychologist and an editor for the largest Dutch weblog, Geen Stijl. But last year, on my spare time, I developed a new pan-European media concept and online community. The Old Continent. The 3 main ingredients being news, Bildung, banter. In its scope, it's somewhat comparable to Vice, focusing heavily on original video content and documentaries, ranging from hard news to culture to tech, games and entertainment. But instead of a social justice agenda, we'll just stick to common sense. Instead of political correctness, we focus on reporting news as truthfully as we can, even when it's uncomfortable. And instead of alienation, identity politics and drugs, which is just no longer edgy, no one gives a fuck, we focus on personal growth, philosophy, literature, art, music, architecture and the likes. You know, Bildung, for which, strangely, there's only a German singular word. And all this in a light-hearted way that doesn't take itself too serious, because there's just no need for that. Oh, and we have a meme stream, which I want to become the 9gag for memes which didn't die years ago, and I can't wait for that to become community-driven. Overall, we just have a sea of content ideas and, well, you know the feeling. Basically, it's the new media brand for people who love you, Peterson, Harris, Murray, O'Neill, McGregor, Rubin, Rogan, Dan Carlin, you know those guys. Elon Musk, although everyone loves Elon Musk. It's a friendly online community where those people can feel at home. And that just does not exist yet. It doesn't, but it should. The website is already live at theoldcontinent.eu. However, this is just the English mothership. The Old Continent is designed as a pan-European online community, and since most Europeans really prefer their stuff in their own languages, we aim to open a German, French, Italian and Spanish branch as soon as we can. And once the European operation is solid, we'll set up shop in the new continent and the far continent. All this brings me to the following. We're now just 3 guys on our spare times, and I'm looking for an investor to professionalize, expand and promote the brand. To hire a full-time news desk, video crews, people for culture, tech, games, entertainment, a meme team, and you're the very first person I'm reaching out to. I think a lot of investors will be interested, but I want it to be you. Felix, I want you to be my first. No, but I do, because I trust you. I've been watching your videos for years now, and I just have this gut feeling that you're at a point in your life, especially after last year, at which you'd be willing to contribute to a new media platform. Something of a grand scale that could have a substantial social impact. I would fully understand your hesitance in contributing to a project that has a slight political undertone. However, if that hesitance arises from your fear of how the media would respond to that and how that would harm your reputation, that should only further underline the necessity for a new alternative media brand that actually understands you and yours. I know you're not very passionate about money, but since I'm asking you for an investment, I think it's appropriate to emphasize that the Old Continent is as necessary as it could be profitable, especially through our own creative in-house marketing team. This, of course, is a modest way of saying the Old Continent can become worth hundreds of millions. Although Vice and BuzzFeed are highly inflated, just check out what the other brands are worth. The Old Continent can definitely end up in the same ballpark. And all this because a clean and professional media brand that represents this ever-growing demographic of people who are just fed up with social justice and identity politics doesn't exist yet. Just look at Jordan Peterson's popularity. That guy is making over $65,000 a month in donations alone, which surely says something about the demand in that stratum. I've studied Vice extensively. I know how they make their money. And you bet that fine Swedish ass The Old Continent can do the same. Please see the business plan I emailed you for ideas on how to generate revenue. It has The Old Continent in the subject line, so you can find it in your inbox. I hope this message reaches you and that maybe we could sit down for a cup of tea or something. Because I just know in my heart that I could convince you to help us get started. Yeah, it's time I stopped talking. Roll the fucking tape. Don't blink.
Yeah, we know. We're not actually supposed to think it, let alone say it out loud. But Europe is awesome. At the same time, it's now in turmoil. Unseen since, well, since that last time. Ooh, so exciting. Meanwhile, the European media establishment is still somewhat euphemistic or downright reluctant in its coverage.
Please disperse! Nothing to see here, please!
But lads and ladettes, the days of getting your news that truly matters from obscure sources or the mainstream media are numbered. Enter the new pan-European online community you've been waiting for. The Old Continent. Real, uncensored European news and documentaries from a clean and common sense perspective. Because there's still stuff happening out there that you have the right to know about. But the Old Continent is way more than just news. Memes are life, and we might as well have a chuckle while we're at it. So don't hesitate to upload your best videos and memes to our meme stream. And last, but most certainly not least, culture.
What is civilization? I don't know. But I think I can recognize it when I see it.
Europe has an unparalleled history of literature, philosophy, art, music, architecture, and all the things that make life worthwhile. Strangely, we've alienated ourselves from this heritage. Look, we all know it's there and intuitively feel its immeasurable worth, but where to start? Well, at the Old Continent's culture page. Oh, and one more thing. Because looking outward and criticizing the world, that's one thing. But honestly looking inward, that's a whole different ballgame. But dragons have gold. So embrace the archetypical hero's myth. Face your underworld. Shoulder your responsibilities. And sort yourself out. Right here, right now, on our personal growth page. And maybe even make a few new friends along the way. Because one thing's for sure, a sorted continent consists of sorted individuals. So tell your friends, foes, neighbors, and mailman. As a matter of fact, bring me everyone.
You mean everyone?
And join the Old Continent community.
Because do you have anything better to do? Really? Why not pick the best thing possible that you could do? Maybe you could justify your wretched existence to yourself that way. I think you could.